Gospel of the 13th Sunday presents Jesus among people. A man, a father, an official of the synagogue come. He went to Jesus to pledge to him, "My daughter is at the point of death. Please come, lay your hands on her, that she may get well and live." The daughters of my people are at the point of death. Jesus, please come, lay your hands on them, that they may get well and live. 2,000 years after this event, girl, children, and women continue to be the main group of people living in situations of social vulnerability. Women suffer any kind of discrimination. Femicides, feminization of poverty, of migration, are increasing phenomena. The feminization process regards also exploitation and trafficking in person. In fact, more than 70% of trafficked persons are women and girls, subjected to the most serious form of coercion and are exploited to provide services and to produce many of the things that we use and consume. Women and girls are trafficked mainly for sexual exploitation, domestic servitude, forced marriage, and labor exploitation. Trafficking in person is a recent variation of the old practice of human exploitation associated today with the process of globalization of the world economy. It is the process through which persons are deceived and coerced in moving from their place to residence to another place where they will be exploited in servile and slavery-like condition. Jane is 12 years old, like the daughters of Jairus, the name of the father of this story. When she was 10, a friend of her mother invited her to go to the city, where she could go to school and help her family working in a shop, earning some money. She dreamed a better life. She went. When Jane arrived in the big city, she realized that there was no school opportunity for her, no job, nothing to sell, only her teen body for sex. Jane experienced for 2 years any kind of violence. When she was rescued, she was at the point of death. Let us go back to the Gospel. The story of the Jairus daughter is interrupted by a woman afflicted with hemorrhages for 12 years. She had heard about Jesus and came up behind him in the crowd and touched their cloak. A powerful story of encounter between her and Jesus. Although she is remembered for her illness, I like to remember her for her courage and strong faith, which empower and enable her to overcome all the religious prescription to reach Jesus and to touch him. This is also my experience when I started to get involved in anti-trafficking. I have heard about the presence of God among the poorest in them and marginalized people, the impure of my time. I had to change and to convert myself, to touch him through my sisters and brothers and exploited and deeply wounded by trafficking. They cured me deeply, like that woman. The encounters in everyday life are moments of shared hope and pain with systematically exploited people and deprived of their dignity. They are moments to contemplate the presence of God. They teach me and us that dignity is a gift that we can give each other through sororal and fraternal relationships marked by the presence of the Holy Spirit. We dignify each other together through daily simple gesture, sharing the joy and the pain and going on to row upstream stubbornly and with confidence against the tide of the dominant message of a society increasingly led towards power, fear, indifference, and individualism. The scene of the gospel change again. Jesus is now close to the Jairus' daughter. He took the child by hand and said to her, Talitha Kum, that means, little girl, I say to you, stand up, arise. Talitha Kum is a powerful word. It calls to mind the transformative power of proximity, compassion, and mercy. It awakens from the slumber of passivity, resignation, and indifference. It awakens the deep desire for dignity, respect, and life, which may be asleep and endured by the many forms of discrimination, exploitation, violence, and social exclusion that women, girl suffers. Since I was called to Rome at the International Union of Superior General to coordinate Talitha Kum, the worldwide network of religious life against human trafficking, every day I write, I listen, and I read this word several times. This word is empowering and strengthening me. The network now is present in 76 countries in the 5 continents, and it was established officially in 2009. Talitha Kum is call of hope, giving us the courage to carry on weaving together networks of freedom and dignity, witnessing to our commitment of consecrated women and men to announce the kingdom, drawing spiritual sustenances from being with those who are set deep in darkness of social vulnerability and exploitation. Talitha Kum is an invitation to all to stand up, to counter with our voice, our actions, our daily choices, and our lives everything that promotes and supports exploitation and trafficking in persons. Is an invitation to denounce the arrogance, violence, and banality of economic and financial power when it acts against the dignity of every person. Talitha Kum, arise.